Good day and greetings to all you wonderful people out there in the interwebs. Welcome to another episode of Bus Thoughts with Brother Beard. Good day. I'm Brother Beard. There is the school bus, and today is kind of a special episode because it's going to be the last episode, at least for a while, that I'll be doing for the YCBA daily blog post. I'll continue to post videos on my other channel. Just look for Bus Thoughts with Brother Beard if you want to keep seeing what I've got. But anyway, on this sort of last episode, I just wanted to tell you about really, what is my favorite chapter in all the Bible. Now, when you talk about favorites, at least for me, talking about favorites when it comes to the Bible, it's kind of like saying which one of your kids is your favorite, because for me, I've got my favorite verse, which is Philippians 1:21. I've got my favorite book, which is Job. I have my favorite passage, which is also from Philippians chapter 2. But then I have my favorite chapter of the Bible. I know I got a lot of favorites when it comes to the Bible. It's all good. I mean, really, it is all very, very good. Read it for yourself. Find out just how good it is. But I wanted to tell you about my favorite chapter of the Bible, which is Psalm 139. It's so powerful and it's so moving, and it just talks so completely about the love and care that God has for us. From talking about there's nowhere that we can go where He isn't already there, and particularly the verse that I'm going to share with you today, which is Psalm 139 and verse 14, which you've probably heard. It says, I will give thanks to you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, and my soul knows it very well. I love that. I love that verse, and I love all of Psalm 139. But that verse in particular, because it tells me that God didn't make a mistake. And not just for me, but for you as well, that you are exactly as God intended you to be. He created you exactly as you are, because that's the way that He intended to create you. He didn't mess up. He didn't make a mistake and add a little bit too much of this or not enough of that or something else. What He did to you and for you, He did with a plan and with a goal in mind. And I love the way that the psalmist writes. He says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. This is not the picture of somebody who is doing something and, oh gosh, I hope I don't mess up. That fearfully and wonderfully made, that's talking about an expert craftsman who is taking the greatest pains possible to ensure that his work is perfection. It is the measuring twice and cutting once for the carpenters in the audience. It is drawing plans and making sure that everything lines up, that everything makes sense, and that everything goes where it is supposed to go. God didn't just haphazardly slap you together and say, good enough. If you go back to the beginning of Genesis, and God created everything, and He said, it is good, it is good, it is very good. I believe wholeheartedly that He had the same thought when He created each and every one of us. He got done, He dusted off His hands and said, it is good. And so you might wonder, well, why do I have this? Or why am I facing that? God just doesn't care enough about me. No. From the very beginning, in fact, if you back up a verse, it says that you formed my inward parts. You knit me in my mother's womb. God knew us before we were even a creation, before we were anything. God knew us and God cared for us, and every single day of our life was planned before we drew our first breath. That is the care that God has for you and that He has for me. So you have a purpose and you have a goal. most importantly, you have a God who loves you, a God who has taken such great pains to make you exactly as he intended you to be. For me, this is particularly poignant because my oldest son, he was born with a birth injury. It wasn't a birth defect. He has trouble with his right arm. He can't lift his right arm because he had nerve damage in the womb. And I struggled with that for a long time. God, why did you let this happen to my son? And eventually I realized God made him that way for a purpose. There is a reason why that happened. I don't know what that reason is. Of course, here he is, 11 years old, and it doesn't slow him down. He's played baseball. He plays soccer. He does everything that any other child would do, and it's absolutely incredible to see him. He's just adapted. He doesn't know any different. But God did that for him for a reason. I don't know what that purpose is, but heck, maybe he'll figure it out. Maybe it'll be some kind of catalyst that drives him to do great things in his future. And the same is true for everything that you face, for everything that you do. God made you perfectly as he intended you to be. You have purpose, you have value, you have meaning. And God has loved you before you were even created. I've really enjoyed spending this month with y'all. Hope to be catching up again real soon. Love y'all. Until next time.